don't trick people, because when they come in, they're not going to stay. Every single time I've done business with somewhere new, if there's any sort of anything hidden, I'm like, I will not be back.
Yeah.
Because if that's how you're starting the relationship.
You want to start with integrity and honesty, and it's really important to just have that laid out.
How's it going, everyone? We're back again. Can't get rid of us. What are we talking about today? So today, we're going to talk about building your business. So we're going to give you thoughts on building your business and finding not just any clients, but the perfect clients. Welcome back to our show. Welcome to our show if you're here for the first time. My name is Todd, here with my wife and business partner, Jen.
Hello.
What's up? We're the co-owners of Hello Hair Co. and Hello Hair Pro, and you're listening to the Hello Hair Pro podcast. All right, so when we talk to other hair pros, one of the common things we hear is, how do I find more clients? And you see that a lot in every industry. How do we find more clients? Mm-hmm. And that's an okay question, but I don't think it's the one that you should be asking.
Do tell.
I will tell, in fact. So I think the question should sound more like, how do I find the right clients for my business?
I love that.
Because there is a difference.
Absolutely.
Like, do you want the clients that are going to come in sporadically, whenever? And I know you have some clients that are like that anyways, but do you want more
the majority
clients?
Of your base.
Yeah. Do you want the bulk of your clientele to be just new people flying through? They don't stay. There's a lot of turnover. They're not booking with you, stuff like that. Or do you want to find clients that are going to be consistent and sort of stabilize your business?
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good point. I don't know if majority of people in the hair industry think of growing their clientele as they're in charge of that. Like, in meaning,
right.
Like, you get to, as a stylist, a colorist, a barber, you truly can tell people you don't want to service them anymore. I've seen staff before even will be like, I didn't ask them to read books. I don't want them. You could have easily said, even if you don't want them, like, hey, you know what? Next time you come in, I think you're a better fit for so-and-so. Like, you could do that. You don't have to just even like hide behind it. Like, you don't have to service all the people. If you're not enjoying some people in your chair, I've done it before. Like, I just like, hey, we're not a good fit. And sometimes I've had people be like, well, will you still cut my kids' hair? I'm like, yeah, that's great. But your hair and what I'm doing is not fun for me. And I think you'd better suit sitting over here. And that's just because I want to spend my time doing hair on the people I enjoy spending time with.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think, especially in the beginning, like, you're willing to take anything. And I'm not saying turn clients away. But like what you're saying, Jen, is if it's not a vibe, it's not a vibe. If there's no connection that's ever going to be there, or if, like you sort of alluded to, if you're not like a specialist in what they do, or you don't want to do that sort of style of hair or whatever, like if you have someone that comes in and they want braids and you don't do braids, what would you say?
Yeah, I don't. You
like,
go
if
see so-and-so that does braids.
Yeah, so if someone came into Hello and I was there and they were like, hey, can you braid my hair? I would be like, where's Ava?
Yeah.
Like, I don't do that, but Ava does that.
Yeah.
And I know she does that. So if she was around, I would be like, this is who you need to talk to. I don't do that.
If you are servicing clients that you're like, I dread seeing these people, they don't do it anymore.
Yeah. So we're going to break down some strategies and thoughts that will help you gain more seed clients, we call them.
Love that.
Definitely stolen from the Pumpkin Plan. And if you haven't read it, go read it.
Good one.
And remember, seed clients are the clients who pay for your, they pay for your services. Yeah, of course they pay. Everyone pays. They pay your prices. They don't complain. They respect you. And they treat you how you deserve to be treated, like a human being.
Yeah, they value what you offer.
And yeah, they just sort of fit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think we have to start with your state of mind.
Love that.
That's where everything begins, right? So you have to believe in yourself and you have to believe in your offering sincerely.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to believe in this stuff, from your pricing, whatever that looks like, to your work.
Correct.
You have to be in control of your mind with that. You can't be questioning everything. You can't be shy about your price. If you're shy about your prices, you need to work on it. Maybe like if your haircut price is X and you're like, I'm not comfortable with that. So when I tell people, I sort of whisper it or I look away or I hesitate or whatever. You need to figure that out, because if you're hesitating, people are going to pick up on that.
Oh, for sure.
And you want to be a professional. We want Hello Hair Pro. We want everyone keeps saying they want to professionalize the industry. Well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Start acting like professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And a professional isn't going to run away. We don't have a front desk. We have a little podium, but I know it was common in your last salon for the hair pro to go up to the front desk with the person and then run away
right
before the price was said.
Well, and that comes down to confidence too. And just like when someone sits down, you know, what's your budget? What are you looking to do? Because what you're asking for today could be outside of it. And you just have that conversation in the beginning. And it's very important so that you're all on the same page. So when that client is leaving, they know what to expect when that amount comes out of your mouth. And if your haircut price or whatever service you're doing is something that's uncomfortable for you, then again, you got to ask yourself why. Like, did you price your haircuts higher than you think you're worth? So let's work on your skill set. Or maybe you bring your haircut down in price till you get your skill set where you feel comfortable. Like, the confidence is really, really important, especially in an industry where you're one-on-one with people all day long.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So the second thing I think to think about is how things look through other people's eyes.
Okay.
And this one is tough. You are not the main character in other people's lives. They are. Shocker, right? And they likely, so I'm kind of being a wise guy here, a smart ass, right? But clients likely don't care that you took another certification by a popular cleaning product. Like, stop, no one cares. And the reason that you see that stuff is because we're trying to show off. We're trying to establish ourselves. We're trying to be like, look, trust me, I know what I'm doing. And it comes across as you don't. Because when you're constantly saying you're the best, and I'm not picking on anybody here. I'm picking on a specific certification that we saw over COVID that was a product that was blue. And I just thought it was the silliest thing ever.
Yeah.
But anyways, like, they don't care about that stuff. They care if you're the best solution to their problem. That's it. They have a problem.
Well, and I think to what you're saying, cool that you took the certification, but are you even doing anything you learned from it? And the actions would show the clients that you have progressed.
Right.
So it's really, again, goes back to, I think a lot of people, you can talk the talk, but if you're not doing the stuff, it's just fake. Don't be fake. It's not fun.
No, don't do that. So, and the reason I bring this up, the main character thing, is because it's how it's important, and it's how you're going to resonate with someone.
Yeah.
So again, your potential clients have a problem. Their problem is they want their hair lighter, or they want their hair bright green, or they want a fade. Whatever that's their problem, and they can't do it on their own. You are the best solution for that.
Right.
That's what you should be demonstrating. Developing relationships is great, but I think that's for later. We're talking about getting people in.
Right.
So those are two different things, because I know a lot of people say, and you say it all the time to me, like, the relationships is what's most important. Yes, for retention. But if you have no one coming in the door, there's no one to build.
The relationship is during that first appointment so that they want to come back in and you've established something that excites them to come back and see you and what have you. But yes, you've got to get them sitting in your chair first. So to what you're saying, this actually happened yesterday. And I know people go back and forth with where they want their social media to be. But in this example, if you don't have social media, this wouldn't work. This would be a downfall for you. So we had a new client walk in to our salon yesterday, and immediately was just like, I want my hair like my hair color, which is like bright blonde. Who's best at that? So we talked through it, and I recommend a staff member. And her first thing was, does she have Instagram? She's like, I want to see her work. So before she even left the salon, I had her find our staff member's Instagram.
Did you take her phone, or you told her to pull it up?
Yeah, she pulled it up. She started following her. I'm like, you can see all her work here. I gave her a card with her name on it. But if she didn't have her Instagram up to date with her work, then that client would have it would have fallen flat. So again, this client trying to attract these right clients, they're going to be looking at your walking business card of your Instagram to start to form a relationship even before you might have met.
All right. So Jen's going to kill me
Oh, geez.
because the next thing I had here was think outside of social.
That was just an example from yesterday.
So and I agree, and it's just funny. That's where we're going next. But I agree. Like your social media, you should have it. You should utilize it, and we can jump into that in a second. It's cool. It's free, and we recommend it all the time. But we need to be using other platforms and strategies.
And I agree with that too, because I do think a lot of people think social, if they post, that's all they need to do, and it's not enough.
Right, and that's sort of where I want to go with this thought.
Yep.
And since we are still using social media, right, it's important to talk about. So I want to talk about what you should be considering. Again, you need to be creating for your target audience, not for yourself.
Right.
Not for other hair pros.
Right.
That does not get you business. Getting a bunch of likes from other hairstylists probably isn't going to get you any business at all. It does nothing for you.
Right.
So I don't know why people are striving for that if they're trying to build their business. Now, if you're not an educator, for example, or you're not trying to be an educator, you probably shouldn't be posting formulas. Why?
Because nobody cares.
Because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Your potential clients don't care about the numbers and letters and pluses and V's and glazes and all that stuff. They do not care.
And honestly, you don't want them to, because I have seen people come in with stuff they saw on TikTok. Like, I want you to do this glaze on me.
No.
Like, they don't even know what they're talking about. They have no idea where the hair started and where it was, whatever.
Right.
So that is a slippery slope when you start doing that, because then it will make you second guess yourself.
So if you're trying to build your clientele and attract people through social media, and we'll keep this very basic, you need, again, to create for your target audience. So your target audience is probably paying customers or it should be.
Yeah.
So what should you be posting? I think we should probably be posting some before and after pics. Hey, this is what I started with. This is what we finished with. Now, here's a pro tip for you. Show the face. Show the freaking face.
Eyeballs.
And the reason, so you want to show people being happy. How can you do that with the back of a head?
You can't. And they'll connect better seeing the face.
And when people see, so it is the eyes, you brought that up. So this is a fact that people will pause and there is a connection with the photograph when eyes are visible, especially the whites of eyes. And it's just like a psychological thing that happens. We are drawn to it.
Yeah, I do think if you're posting just back of heads, you're doing that to show off your work for you and the other stylists. You're not going to gain clients from that.
Yeah, you're not creating for someone else. You're creating for you, which is fine. But we're talking about building
a clientele here. So the clientele, or they're going to stop and pause on your posts that show people smiling with their faces, and then they'll notice parts of the hair too. Having said that, you should also be posting your face on your social media too, because that helps a lot also.
Yeah, for sure. So the other thing, and we could do a whole show on photographs for social media, but you should really be learning a touch of photography, even if you're using a phone. Actually, and especially if you're using a phone, you should learn a little bit of photography. You want to understand a bit about lighting, a bit about composition, on and on. Because what happens is you post the back of somebody's head, and either you are using your hand to pull the hair up, which I get, you're showing dimension, whatever. But again, that's stuff that the client doesn't need to know. They don't need to know. They just need to see it and connect with it. And then you have like a busy ass background. So now you're taking away from the work that you just did. And what is the service that you actually provided? It was the solution to your client's problem. Right. Are they happy with it? I can't tell. I'm looking at the back of their head. So I'm not saying don't post the back of the head. I'm saying if you start posting the face along with that, you can do both. You can do a slide. You can make a reel. Go check out our Instagram. It's the same stuff, just recycled. It's the back of the head and we come around to the face, or it's the face and we go around to the back of the head. There's no secret formula.
Right. And I know some clients don't want their face in it, and that's fine. Those are the great ones to maybe showcase the back of the head if that's what you're trying to do to show the different colors.
Well, here's the deal. Here's what I would say. Move on. Don't even waste your time. If the client doesn't want to be on camera, don't put them on camera at all.
I get that, but we had someone yesterday, and some of the newer stylists, you may not be servicing as many clients, and you want to get some pictures of work, which if you have somebody browsing your Instagram,
Family
you're
and
going to
friends.
want.
Grab family and friends. Do their hair.
Yeah, that too.
Even
but
do
this
their
color,
hair for free and have with the intent that you're doing like a photo shoot after. There are plenty of things you can do.
I gotcha. But this color yesterday was beautiful.
Disagree.
And I'm like, if you're, it's fine. If you're not, if you don't want your face on, that's totally cool. But
No,
take a picture of the back.
It's
So I'm like, it was a low light highlight. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I just think if somebody, so when I had my gym, if somebody was ever iffy about social media,
Yeah,
I just didn't put them on there because that's easier for them to not stress than them to be cycling through like, did they get my face? Did they? Because I've had that happen.
We always show people pictures anyway.
I had somebody who was in like the far background of a photo doing something and they were like, would you mind taking that down? And I actually felt terrible because I was like, yeah, I didn't notice you there because you're way in the background. But anyways, a little bit of photography.
Yes.
A little bit of lighting, a little bit of composition. And composition is just like where you put things in the shot. So here's an example. People will take a ring light, they turn that bitch up to 11 and they shoot through the center of it. Don't do that. That's not going to be flattering. Anyways, if you want to stand out, you've got to be different on social. Mm-hmm. So stop copying everyone. Stop posting the back of the heads over and over and over. It doesn't play into how potential clients are thinking when they look at your page. And you have to go back to what I mentioned earlier, is you have to start to see things through their eyes.
Right. And you want to be posting photos of stuff that will attract those clients that you're looking to service. So if you don't want to do like, I call it unicorn hair, but like bright vivids, don't put a lot of that on your page if somehow you're doing them in the salon. Or
right.
Todd and I have talked about this, make it black and white. If you don't want to do blondes, but somehow that's what your salon gets a lot of, put it in black and white. They don't even need to see the color, but they can just see like hair moving and faces, like, which then just is like, I just want my hair to look like how they were styled or something. But there's ways to get around that too. But think about that when you're posting, because if you're getting all these clients that want the same thing, so that's the pictures you've up, but you don't love doing that stuff, well, then you need to change the pictures you're putting up.
Right. Yeah. You don't want to advertise what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's not cool. All right. So another thing you can do for your business is to demonstrate your strategic differences. What sets you apart? What is your salon known for? Are you the cleanest salon in town? Are you the salon that does the best color? You're known for whatever. You're known for haircutting. That's your jam. That's what you do.
And if you're not sure on that, that's a few questions to be asked. Even if you're independent or whatever salon you're in, like, what does set you apart? We talk about that all the time in our culture. So, I mean, it's pretty apparent at our salon, but even if you're on your own, like, what does set you apart? That you just went out on your own? Because 5 billion people did that. But what makes you special? Why should people?
Billion.
I don't know. I just pulled that out of my butt.
5 billion.
At least that's an actual number, because yesterday I made something up. But what does set you apart from all the other salons or independent people that they're driving by to get to you? Like, what makes you important?
Yeah. And really what sets you apart, like, I'm not talking about a freaking beverage. So I see this one. So we offer beverages, okay, at our salon, but we don't advertise it because we're not a bar.
Right.
And honestly, I don't want to be known for a place with drinks. Like, hey, come get your hair done. Oh, we have drinks. It seems like whenever I see that advertised, it's like, have a drink. It's like, are you so insecure about what you're doing that you have to start piling
I think
extras
that happens.
on?
I would agree that
I'm
is
not
a
coming
lot of
to you
it.
for a drink. I want a haircut.
It should be all about the hair. And then when they come in, like, oh, wait, I can have a coffee? Oh, cool.
Right. It's just not my jam. And if you do it, stop. No, I'm just kidding.
Advertise that you're doing hair. Like, that's
right.
that.
Do what you want. But trying to persuade people with strategic differences is not the same as just demonstrating your strategic differences. Just do it. Like, just walk that walk. Mm-hmm. We're not trying to persuade, like, come and see us. We have drink. We have 2 bathrooms in case this one's you know, you can use the second one. Who wants to wait? Right. Like, you don't have, you want coffee? I'll go pick it up for you at Starbucks. Like, stuff seems sort of desperate, and figure out, I guess, what you want to be known for. Start there. work
Yeah.
through. I don't have an example off the top of my head.
No, but I think most people should know, what do you want to be known for? What do you mostly want to be doing during your day servicing people? And that's the part you should focus on and start to set yourself apart with that service or those services.
Yes. The next thing I have here is reviews and social proof. So that's an easy one. You have happy people, you have happy clients. One, show their faces, because that helps me connect with it helps me understand that these people truly are happy.
Right.
They are happy, they got the service that they want. If you get reviews, you can share those or just get them, and it helps, Google find you.
Right.
Things like that. But I have no doubt that you have at least a handful of people that would be more than happy to write up a review, or write something somewhere for you, or to make a quick video just saying, hey, if you need your hair done, come see my friend here.
Yeah.
Sally, she's the best.
Yeah. And you get that out there, and that will attract those clients to come sit in your chair because somebody recommended you, or you have those good reviews, right? They're like, oh, these people seem happy with this person. I'm going to try them out.
Or ask your friends to jump on their stories and just say hey, would you go follow my friend? This is their hair page.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Hey, you should check them out. If you're not in the market for a new hair pro, then totally fine. But follow their page. They always post whatever, tips or tutorials, or they're not going to be they always post the back of someone's head. So don't do that. But okay, so online booking is definitely something that will bring clients in, because new clients will book through there.
Correct.
Period. And I know people are but people always book incorrectly. Okay, well, maybe step up your consultation then. Because it's not their fault that they don't know that they exactly want. They're not a hair pro. You are. So if they come in and they've booked a 2-hour service, say, and you're oh, I would need 4 hours for this, that's when you tell them, hey, I wouldn't be able to achieve that today.
Right.
Here's what we could do. You create the solutions. You have a consultation. Yeah,
or have a system in place if somebody is booking online that's new, that you're reaching out to them to just have a quick consultation over the phone. If you're that tight in your schedule, there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, you're new to my salon. Saw that you're booked in. I have you in for this. I just want to chat with you a few minutes and make sure it's the right service for you. Then when they come in that you've got the time allotted, or you can adjust that and put them somewhere else. We have a lot of clients that even when they book, write notes in so that it's hey, this is what I'm looking for. If it's not right, let me know.
I love the notes.
Yeah.
We had some new clients this past weekend, and I was in there and the notes were popping up, and I'm okay, so this person's my daughter and she wants this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm okay, cool. Now I understand a little bit about who you are, and then we can move forward. Yeah. I also think the online booking adds a layer of, and this is sort of funny to say that it adds, but it adds, or it removes, I guess. I'm sort of stumbling over my words, but it makes things frictionless.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't have to call, talk to someone, wait for an answer, or email, wait for an answer. And that's fine. They can do that stuff. But some people are you know what? I'm ready to try this place. I went on, I found Sally. She looks like she fits my vibe. I'm going to check her out. I hit book.
Yeah. I think there's also a layer of professionalism with online booking, to be honest. If people don't have that and I'm going to see them, that's you haven't arrived in 2022, which is almost 2023. And why don't you have that? I have kids. We're busy. So I need to be able to do things when I have a moment to sit down, and I do not want to call. That is a waste of my time.
I so agree with you on that. And I move on so quick from businesses that if they don't even, a lot of places don't even have an online presence.
Yeah.
Or their website is Facebook. And I'm that's not a website.
Not even close.
That's not a website.
Again, the professional part. Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do our sponsor.
Okay.
Right? Because we want to say thank you. And then we're going to dive into digital marketing.
Great.
So this all just makes sense. So this episode is brought to you by our friends at Ping Pong Design and Marketing.
Ping Pong.
If you want to love your website, or you're looking for more clients, which is what we're talking about today, to fill your business, reach out to Ping Pong. They're offering our audience a special discount. Visit the show notes, talk to Chris about your needs. And now let's dive into digital marketing.
Let's.
you probably are going to need to hire somebody.
What is digital marketing?
So digital marketing refers to your marketing efforts that live online in the
Okay.
digital world.
Okay.
So it, in part, you could consider like your social media that,
Okay.
but you're also going to look at things like Google My Business. So you're going to want to claim your Google My Business listing,
Gotcha.
fill in your hours, your contact, all that stuff. And that's your basic, like, I'm here on Google. Then you can dive into like your website,
Okay.
search engine optimization, SEO,
Yep.
which is just your strategy for helping search engines like Google sift through your website, find information,
Mm-hmm.
and then connect it with people that are looking for
Gotcha.
that information. Make sense?
Yep.
That's why it's so important to talk to your target audience.
Right.
It's helping Google help you.
Gotcha.
Don't write about other stuff. Write about what you do.
What are you trying to attract?
What are you trying to attract? Who is it? And we have articles and we've done stuff, and I can post some article links in the show notes. But digital marketing is having your website optimized,
It makes sense.
your pay per click. So things like Google Ads.
Yeah.
So somebody searches, hair near me, whatever.
Right.
Or
and
they
that's where like
search-
ping pong comes into play, because that is
Yes, and that's what they do. And so
insane.
so I learned a little bit about it, and I got it as far as I could. And honestly, it wasn't bad,
Right.
but it was pretty bad. Like, it wasn't like non-existent,
Yeah.
but it wasn't bringing clients in like now,
Like we wanted to. Yeah.
like now, right? And so you can go through your pay per click and decide what like keywords you want to pop for and which ones you don't. So for example, if you don't do like kids cuts, right?
Mhm.
You don't want that to be a keyword, because then you're going to pay for somebody
Right.
to see a service that you don't do. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I just want to get in front of them. You don't. You want to get in front of the right
Right.
people. You do not, if you don't want to do kids
And you
cuts.
don't want to waste money on advertising to the wrong people.
Right.
It's just like when people do Instagram ads and they don't put it for their location, and you're seeing some stylist in Pennsylvania advertising, and you're like, you just wasted money because I'm in New Hampshire.
Right. So, with the pay per click, like for example, on our salon, I had turned off like dreadlocks. We don't do dreadlocks.
Right.
They're dope. Nothing wrong with them. They're cool.
Right.
Kind of wish
You
I knew
can't-
how to do them, but I don't.
Yeah.
So I don't want to pay for
Right.
somebody searching to find me to then
To
go
just
on my
realize I don't
website to
do-
become frustrated with me, because why am I even showing up for
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
So I don't remember if it's called negative keywords or whatever, but if you haven't looked into this stuff,
It's
or
really
if
important.
it seems over your head, reach out to Ping Pong, please.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about them. Whatever, they just sort of take over and do it.
Mhm.
And then it frees you up to do other stuff and,
Right.
and grow your business in other ways. So we talked about digital marketing. Let's talk about a website.
Let's.
You have to have a website.
Yes.
It's 2023. Okay. Fast forward a few weeks here. What do we have? 6 weeks left?
I don't know.
So
something like that.
there's about 6 weeks. You need a website. You need a professional website. You need an optimized website so that when you look at it on a phone, it loads correctly, or an iPad, or through your friggin' augmented reality glasses or whatever, right? You need that shit to look
needs to look the right
professional.
way on the
Yeah.
right platform. Yeah.
You're going to want contact information that's the same across all platforms. So your hours and your location should be exactly the same as they are on your
Right.
Google My Business listing. Right? And I'm trying to not be super technical with this stuff, because people are probably listening like, what the fucking fuck is he talking about now? And this is why I recommend hiring somebody.
Yeah.
Like,
Because there's so many things.
we
to
had Ping
think
Pong
about.
do our website as well. So check out our website if you want, hellohairco.com, and you can see a version of Ping Pong's work. You're also going to want current photos and videos. Yes, videos. Again, if you don't know how to do it, learn.
Or hire
Since you
someone.
don't have any clients, you have plenty of time to learn, or I'm just kidding. Or hire somebody. Yes. And it doesn't have to be Ping Pong. That's just who we work with. And I know for a fact that they produce.
Correct.
So that's why I feel comfortable saying it on the show. So clear call to action is also helpful. Book now. things like that.
Right. Simple.
Reserve your spot here, whatever. Yes, frictionless. Like take as many steps. I don't want to go from page to page to page to page looking for everything. Your online booking, we just talked about, that needs to be on there. We are currently working on this, but a bio page. So, and make this different. Don't, please, for the love of all that is holy, do not go pull a bunch of local salons and be like, this is what I should do. Because now you're that.
Again, yours should be unique to what you want to stand out and how you want to portray the people that you work with, or just yourself. Like, what are you trying to attract? That should be what your bio page is about. And I think it should be simple. I like, just give me a picture so I know who you are. Tell me your name. And what do you do? Like, for us, we're just going to list, like, do they do color? Are they a barber? Are they a stylist? Like, I don't need a bunch of other stuff. Like, just really simple. So then I can go on your website, find you, book online, good to go.
Yeah. And so no offense, but honestly, nobody who's finding you for the first time is wondering where you're going to be later with your dogs when you're not behind the chair. Like, that stuff is cool, but it comes later. We're talking about building your base. And that stuff comes when the people are in your chair. That's what you share.
All that stuff.
Posting that, like, when I'm not behind the chair, you can find me at the beach. That's why would I go find you at the beach? I haven't even found you at the salon yet.
Get me into your chair first.
So this is more, we're talking about more of getting clients to book actual appointments, to make actual money. Also with your website, your vibe and your branding should be true and consistent. And I say true because don't try to hide or manipulate things. Actually showcase your space, actually showcase your vibe, actually showcase your services or whatever. Don't trick people, because when they come in, they're not going to stay. Every single time I've done business with somewhere new, if there's any sort of anything hidden, I'm like, I will not be back.
Yeah.
Because if that's how you're starting the relationship.
You want to start with integrity and honesty, and it's really important to just have that laid out.
Yes.
We just had, for the first time, I've never seen a plumber do this. We needed some work done at the house, and I reached out through their contact, and I got an email back. This is our next available. Literally told them what I needed. And it was like, this is what it costs to come out. This is what it costs to replace. This is what it costs to do this. And all the pricing was right there. I'm like, this is amazing. Because normally I have so much anxiety. Like, how much does a plumber cost? What is this even going to look like? Do I even want them to come into my house? Because I feel like they're just so expensive. And he was the first plumber I've ever dealt with in a very professional manner like that. It was very impressive.
Yeah. And now he's gained another job from us.
Yeah.
So, which is awesome.
And I recommended him to my mom and anyone else, because it's just the way he handled his business was very professional and clear.
Professionalism and clarity are just underrated, I guess, because even so, when he was here, he showed me some stuff and he was like, okay, I can do this for you. Not today, but I can do this for you. It's going to cost this. Or you can take these 2 screws out, snap a picture, send this to the manufacturer, and they'll send you the part, and it's going to be like way, way, way cheaper. And he said, if you do that and you get stuck anywhere, call me and I'll come out and just charge you for the install. Or one of the things he was like, I won't even charge you for that because it takes me 2 seconds. And I was like, you're charging me for something.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to have you just stop by. All right. So what are other possibilities to explore before we dive into a little bit of what I think the next step should be? How about a podcast? We have one.
We do.
You could have one too. If you don't know how, learn. That's what we did. Maybe we should put together a class on podcast.
I don't know how to podcast. I just show up.
But a podcast is a great way to get your voice out there and get your message out there and talk about what you do. And it's just a showcase. It's a resource for people. They can go back and listen to old episodes. They can listen to the new stuff. They can see how you've changed over time.
Right.
And it's you talking. There's no, I mean, I guess you can lie and manipulate, but it's
pretty straightforward.
Yeah. You're not going to come off as authentic, and that's where people are going to connect. A blog is another good thing. That'll help your SEO. So I need to get better at blogging. now that I think of it. We have a blog, but I've just been very inconsistent with it, to be honest. But because look, the stuff, it gets hard, it gets tricky, you forget, you slide off, you fall off, you get in a
Life
bad mood, and
happens.
you're like, I quit blogging, fuck blogging,
Yeah.
whatever. But a blog is a great way to get some information out there, and you don't have to write these research pieces. You don't have to predict the next trend. You can talk about your services that you offer. It can be as simple as that.
Yeah. Or honestly, I feel like most clients, if you just give them a few tips and tricks on how to quickly style their hair or wash their hair, because
You mean make it about someone else and solve their problems?
Yeah. If you do that,
Wow.
like that will really be huge. And these are all just things to kind of spread yourself so you have a stronger foundation and you're not just trying to drive business through one source, because you need multiple in order to really
Yes.
build your clientele business.
Yes. And that's why we recommend going beyond social.
Right.
If you're just posting on Instagram, a couple times a week,
Yeah, you're in it for a marathon pace at this point.
you're not going to get very many clients. And if you're trying to get clients through Instagram and you're not consistently getting clients every week that are like, oh, I found your Instagram, you need to change something because it's not working.
Right.
So you've got to go through an evaluation process as well. But I wanted to keep this sort of like, again, I'll overuse this term on the show, but surface level. Like we can dive into more of that. The last thing I want to talk about for building your business, finding the right clients, is your retention. Retention is absolutely huge to building a clientele, because if you have, I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, but if you have clients constantly coming in, but very few of them are rebooking or revisiting you, something is broken.
And retention to me isn't even that you saw them, like they came in once, you saw them again, you're like, oh, my retention is great. You need to have they need to be coming in a few times for really, I feel for that to be like, okay, I have retained this client.
So yeah, a little different for me, but I have clients that I see every 3 to 4 weeks.
Right.
I'm a barber and the hair grows out and I cut it because they like it short. Right.
So if you have a new client, and they come in probably the next haircut and they're rebooking the next one, like you're game on.
Right. So that is a little different. You may have clients that are coming in every 12 weeks. So guess what? You're probably going to need to see them for 9 months.
Right. To really
12 months.
For you to remember them, for them to even know who you are. They're not calling me like, who did my hair last time? Because they don't remember still.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to vary there, but it's your client experience.
Yeah.
That really is going to drive that retention. So it's from the tour to the end of the service. And if you're not doing a tour with a new client, you're missing out there because people are uncomfortable. Again, think about it through their eyes. They're uncomfortable. They're stressed out. They're coming in. They're putting a lot of trust in you. They have no idea. Especially they find out you just graduated hair school 6 minutes ago.
Right. Now they're really scared.
So give them a little tour. Make them at least feel comfortable in the space. Introduce them to some other people.
And it gives yourself a minute to take a breath too.
Yeah. If you are not the salon owner, say you're a staff member, totally cool to be like, hey, this is Sally. This is my mentor. So if we run into any issues here,
she'll be coming over.
Yeah. Like make light of it if you
fun.
need to, if that's your vibe, if that's your atmosphere. If you're the all black on black salon that just like sticks to themselves and whatever, don't do that because
that would be weird.
That would be weird. Yeah. And Brittany's going to be like, get the hell away from me, Sally. We don't talk here. Yeah. Like how do things look at your business? You also want to begin to connect people with your brand. And I think we do a good job of this because like we retain people as a business. So for example, we have people leave. It's a high turnover industry, right? People leave. We wish them the best, but we're still going to do what's best for our business.
Absolutely.
So we reach out to the clients. Hey, so-and-so moved on. If you choose to stay with it, we never try to, again, talk people into things or whatever. We just give them the option.
Yeah. If we can recommend someone great, we're here for you.
Sometimes
in the future, whatever you need.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, and we truly believe that people are free to go wherever they want to go. But we do retain a solid amount of clients when we have a hair pro leave. And I believe it's because of our branding and our experience and how connected our team is.
Correct.
In there. Even though everyone is very much individual and we have a great sort of diverse mix of people, it's still it comes across as like one sort of unit, one team.
Yeah. A lot of times the client will be like, oh, cool. I'll see so-and-so. I like them, like.
Right. And that happens. Sometimes people leave and then they come back. Sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I'm a client of the salon. Right. I don't actually care who does my hair. And that is always like an interesting one for me to hear, because I'm like, that's cool to hear, but really there was no connection. Okay. Right? We need to work on that.
You're just connected just to the salon, but okay.
Speaking of retention, so follow up. Are you following up with people? I do it randomly from time to time. It takes you 10 minutes to go through, look at your client list from the day before and shoot them a text or shoot them an email that says like, hey, maybe it's not the day before, maybe it's a couple days later if it's color or, a haircut that you want to grow in a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, just check in.
Reach out and check in. Guess what? This person cares about me. Look at it through their eyes. How would you feel if someone reached out and they were like, hey, we just want to make sure everything was still good. We know you left happy because we have photos of your face.
Of your eyeballs.
And we're going to post them on social media. But that stuff makes people feel good. What would make you feel good? Do that, because that's going to attract people who are similar to you. The other thing I had here for retention and client experience is referrals.
Yeah.
Ask people. So if I have somebody that's awesome, kick-ass person, I want more of them. And guess who's like them? The people in their circle, their friends.
And that's an easy one. You say, I love doing your hair. Please think of me if your friends are looking for somebody new, or if their stylist is out, I'm happy to like fill in. It doesn't have to be this awkward conversation. It could flow as easy as I just said it.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, Sally, I think you're cool. I don't know if you have any friends that are cool like you. If so, I'd love the opportunity to do their hair. Have them follow me on social, where I'm going to show your face so that they know that you're pleased. Also, leave a 5-star review.
Thanks.
Anything else?
No.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll catch you next week. Mailing list, get on there. Check out the show notes. And happy business building. Whatever.
Bye.
Bye.